DJ Jamie here and Sifu Larry, and this is our next installment on our Inner Shaolin podcast, Heal Thyself. It's going to be episode number 1 of this series that we're going to be doing about obviously healing yourself, and we're going to talk about the reverse Samson effect. So what on earth is that?
You tell me.
Oh, you want me to tell you? Okay. So, as you may notice, Sifu Larry got a haircut.
Assuming they even know who I am.
They know who you are.
They might not.
Well, if you don't, welcome to our channel and make sure you subscribe and hit the little bell notification icon.
If you
give
do,
this
we're going to
video
send you
a like,
$1,000,000.
whether you're new or not, and share. And no, we are not, because we don't even have $1 million. But if you want to help us get $1 million, you can go to innershaolin.com/give and check out our Inner Shaolin 2.0 Dreamscape. All right. All right, family. So, what is the reverse Samson effect?
Okay, go ahead.
And what's up with Sifu Larry's new transformational hairdo and haircut?
Mind you, I don't think it's a big transformation. Just personal transformation. I don't think most people care.
Oh, no, they do. Think about all the people that were asking about it on the last Q&A.
It was like...
And every time people see you for the first time, they're like, what?
That's because I never cut my hair.
Well, no, you did cut your hair, just not this much.
Well, I've never shaved my head. I've never had hair...
This short.
This short.
Right. Well, that's why it's such a big deal. And that's why people are like, what is happening here? So we want to talk a little bit about your hair journey. Or hair thinning
but we
journey.
Are going to.
Well, why not? Something amazing really happened to you. And it's really changed how you show up in your life. Why would you not want to share that with other people and help them to get over their problems?
And if this helps you in any kind of way, leave a comment.
And even if it doesn't,
leave a comment. So go ahead.
So we had a couple people comment about like, oh no, Samson cut his hair and now he's not going to have his powers and stuff like that. But we're calling this the reverse Samson effect because by cutting your hair, it actually like transformed you and gave you just, I think, a lot more powers actually because you walked more into who you really are. So I wanted to share with everyone your story and how you went from this one situation on and how your hair was actually plaguing you.
So I was born November 6th, 1975.
Is that when it all started?
It's when it all started. I came out butt first. I was a cesarean kid.
Cesarean.
Whatever. I came out butt first.
By the way, we're not medical doctors or anything like that, so if we butcher a couple words here and there, we apologize in advance.
At the end of the day, though, I did come out butt first. And so I was ass backwards. And ever since then, it's just been downhill.
Really? I think you're on an uphill swing now, so you're doing a lot better.
We're talking like real recent, dude. There's been decades that went by when I was going ass backwards.
Well, hey, better late than never, right?
I guess. So go ahead. What are we talking about?
So we're talking about your hair thinning journey.
My hair thinning journey.
Transformation to not letting it own you anymore.
Well, my hair was thinning, and I said, that's bullshit. And I cut it.
Okay, but that is not what happened.
That is exactly what happened. I was thinning, said, oh shit, this sucks, and then I cut it.
You were thinning for a much longer time. Let's talk about that. So when did you first notice that you were thinning?
7 years ago. 19. 19 years old.
That's really young. So what did you do about it?
Well, at 19, I looked in the mirror and cried. I screamed.
Did you really?
I'm not really much of a crier, honestly.
Well, I've seen you cry a couple times, so and you were like really in love with your hair, so I could see that happening.
No, I was in denial.
Oh, you were in denial at first. Okay. So what happened? Like
probably should be eating cheese fries. That probably didn't help.
Or all the wings that you were eating.
Well, anything greasy. I think greasy food is just probably wasn't good.
Well, and things with hormones and stuff in it, like meat, dairy.
Right. Well, we don't have to go there right now in this conversation.
Okay, fine. We won't go there.
We're talking about
I'm just trying to help somebody out.
Yeah, but well, maybe. So listen, you're not allowed to eat meat no more because it's bad for you and you're going to die. No? So we're going back to my hair.
Okay, back to the hair. So you were 19 when you first noticed.
But that's true, dude. That's why I'm mostly a vegan pretty much now because I ate too much meat growing up.
Well, I know
I wasn't making that up.
Well, we're going to talk about that, but that's a whole podcast.
I got ADD. Well, that's not a D, or is that a D? I don't know. So go ahead. I'm dyslexic.
Okay, so you were 19.
I'm still 19 at heart. I haven't changed.
I believe that. All right, so, but give us, like, what happened. Like, so you noticed you were thinning, you were kind of in denial.
Mm-hmm.
When were you not in denial anymore, and what did you do?
I went to the doctor's.
When?
When I was 21. And he said, dude, look at my head. Does it look like I'm thin? I said, no. He goes, I got just the thing for you there, mate. And he told me I had to take Propecia because it's going to stop. And it did. I started taking Propecia for years, and my hair stopped thinning. And it just stayed right where it was, and it looked like a full head of hair. And then I stopped taking Propecia, and then, poof, it disappeared. Just like that.
But why did you stop taking Propecia?
You told me.
Well, that's not exactly why you did. But
I'm pretty sure you told me, and then you probably...
Well, I encouraged you because I was like, yo, man, you're taking, like, these chemicals and stuff. Like, and how long I was like, I think I was floored when you told me.
No, I actually, there's all kinds of potential side effects with it. And I figured, you know what, as I'm getting older, I didn't want to pay the money. I didn't really want to spend $80 a month to try to keep my hair. I thought that was pretty pathetic.
Right. And, like, technically poisoning yourself all at the same time.
And I was poisoning myself all at the same time.
Yeah. Paying to poison yourself just to keep your hair. That's kind of extreme.
Well, you know, people drink alcohol all the time, and that's poison.
Yo, man, I'm not saying
they put sugar in their coffee, and that's poison.
I'm not saying one vice is better or worse than the other. I'm just saying.
Just saying, man.
So you finally let that go, and that was like several years ago. So if you guys and gals like are on inner Tai Chi, especially, you'll notice like in the older videos where Larry like would let his hair free, footloose and fancy free, and then he started wearing hats like almost all the time and stuff like that. And you can kind of see a transition before that. So you were using some stuff, and I think we should have brought it out, but you were using like things like Topics. What was the other one you were using?
Kabuki.
Kabuka?
Kabuki.
Was it Kabuki?
Who knows? You know how I talk. I could be saying that wrong.
Hopefully you're saying it right. So he's using these different like plant fibers, right? To like make it appear thicker and not as thin and stuff like that. So like when he would go out and stuff and didn't want to wear a hat, you were doing that and stuff like that. How did that make you feel? Like trapped, right.
Prisoner to my head.
So you were a prisoner to, and this is for years, like it's been really, really eking at you and bugging you and stuff like that. And now during this whole time, you've had a lot of different stressors and things that were going on in your life, even like as a kid. So I think some of your hair loss was like, in the thinning part was like a lot of stress induced and diet induced. Because the reason I say that is because while those are two different factors.
I will go yes to those things, but I will also say on my mother's side, I'm Italian, and every person on my mother's side is thin or bald. So
I'm just going to say epigenetics, baby. Okay, you may have a gene that is more tendency to that, but you turned on the gene.
Okay, look, we can argue about that in another podcast. Right now, we just talked about the fact that my hair was thin.
This is a part of it, man. This is talking about. This is reality, y'all. Do some research.
There are people out there who have a way worse diet than I've ever had in my entire life.
I'm not.
Full head
you're
of
not.
hair,
You're not hearing me.
Epigenetic, their hair thing.
Okay. You're not hearing what I just said.
What is that? Hey, guys, if you're watching this, go look it up so we can... And put it in the description.
I already know what it is. You're the one that doesn't. So, educate yourself. I've tried to talk to you about this for the past 2 years. Don't be ignorant. Then what is it?
I'm just being a smart ass.
Right. Plain dumb. That's another thing he's got to work on in his healing journey that we'll have to talk about another time. But, no, check this out. Yes, they might have done all the things and still have a head of hair, but they may not have the gene that you have, so there's no gene to turn on. Does that make more sense now?
Well, I would say in order for me to know those things, I just like to argue with her. She loves it.
I hate it. There's nothing about it that makes me happy. I've asked him to stop, and yet he still does it.
So what we have here is a thin head, a sad man. So I write some songs on guitar and sing the blues. I ain't got no hair.
Actually, I have not heard you sing any songs about it.
I don't sing it for you.
Oh, okay.
It's a private song.
It's a private song, check. So you go through the struggle, not wanting to let your hair go. It's like literally hindering you. Like I know there was times you're like, well, it's gonna be windy or it's gonna be rainy, and you're kind of like And so it really was hindering you from allowing yourself to just live, really.
Okay.
Would you say so?
That's why I'm on this damn podcast, dude. That's why we're here. We're exposing Larry. I'm ready to take my clothes off soon.
Please don't. Just don't.
No clothes taken off?
It's not one of those type of podcasts.
Okay.
So all right. So there's that. And then what made you decide to finally cut it off?
Yeah, I told nobody.
You told no one. I didn't even know. I'm his best friend and business partner, and I did not even know. Like, you just showed up at my house for church on Shabbat.
Loose lips.
And you were like, what's up? And you were like, all like, hey, look at me. It was just like that, I promise. And I was like, oh, that's why you wanted to come over early. You were trying to surprise me because you wanted shock and awe value.
I like shocking everybody because...
So what made you decide to do that? That was like, what, 2 weeks ago? 7 weeks ago?
Yeah. And you know what? Since I've never cut my hair like this, I got to actually go back to the barber already.
You do. You got to get cleaned up a little bit.
I got to get.
That's what happens when you got short hair.
I mean, they even did my beard, and now it looks messy because it's 2 weeks old, but
it's all good. It's all good.
They look good the first day. The
next podcast they'll see because by then you'll already been back to the barbershop. Yeah. So what made you decide to go that Saturday morning?
Well, I was working through other stuff, which I'm not going to talk about in this podcast. That's a whole other podcast. But while I was working through that stuff, I realized, in order to find a level of happiness that you're looking to find in your life, you have to be able to free yourself from everything that's keeping you entrapped within your life. So everything that makes you feel like it could be alcohol. It could be a spouse. It could be a friend. It could be anything. It could be your hair. It could be wearing makeup. It could be thinking that you're fat, or you're worried about looking at a zit, or whatever it is that entraps you from looking at yourself to that pulls away the absolute happiness inside of you. You have to confront it, and then you got to squash it, and you got to not care about it no more. So I've been bouncing around the idea of cutting my hair now for the past 2 years, at least 2 years, maybe 3 years, probably even 4. Actually, probably when I was 19 years old, I thought about cutting my hair. I just never did because I never cut my hair. I've always just had my hair. So I decided that I'm taking my life into a different place altogether, and in order for me to do that, you have to start somewhere, right? And so for me, I thought, well, what's the biggest eyesore in my mind that keeps plaguing me over the years? Well, it's my hair, right? Because I spent too much time being concerned with what I'm going to do about my hair, right? Or because there's so many different treatments, so many different things you can do, different products, even surgery, right? Even certain surgeries, like what is it? I think I even looked at it. It's like a hair colors for men. It's like you have to get treated twice, maybe like one in your 30s or 40s, and again in your 60s or 70s, and it's like $30,000 each time. So it's like $60,000 or something.
A lot of money
just
to keep your hair.
And really, at the end of the day, it's vanity.
Yeah,
it's just vanity. And so I decided that I don't want to be a slave to my vanity, and I didn't want to be a slave to my head.
Right.
And the only way to do it, like, you just kind of got to jump in sometimes.
You do. So
I went to a barbershop, and I told the barber, it was the first, I don't think I've ever, so when I was younger, I went into salons, right? I never went into a quote unquote barbershop before, or somebody cut it for me, because I only would just trim my hair. When you don't really cut your hair and you just have long hair, you just cut off the dead ends, right? You just keep it managed or maintained. You don't do much cutting of anything. And
as the hair trimmer.
When I was real young, I had my hair layered, but that ended in my 20s. In my 20s, I didn't even bother layering anything. I would just.
So you went to like beauty shops and salons and things like that, basically, never to men's barber.
No, because.
So what made you decide to choose this time? I'm going to the barbershop.
I just told you.
Okay.
I just told. So I wanted because I wanted to have the whole experience. Okay. Of what it's like to go to a male barbershop, right? Because I've seen different movies, and I saw all what is it? What's the word I'm looking for? How barbershops are represented on television and stuff. And so I was just curious to see what was that.
Right, where they chill, shoot the breeze.
Yeah, it's like you're hanging out.
Yeah.
And dude, ironically, the barbershop I walked into, that's exactly how it was. It was just like everybody. I was at the barbershop for 3 hours.
So you went into
just sitting there waiting to get a haircut.
You went into Hamilton. You went to a barbershop We want to give the barbershop a plug because they were pretty amazing.
Fresh
awesome.
Cuts. Yeah, if you're in the Hampton area, the Fresh Cuts is a really good barbershop.
Yeah. Oh, and if you got, by the way, before we continue this story, if you guys have not already, make sure to subscribe to this channel, hit the bell notification, and give this video a like and a share. And also, if you guys and gals have had a thinning or balding
I gotta say this about vaping.
us.
Listen, I know some of you just see me vape and you're like, oh my God, this guy's gonna die. Look at all the people that died. Look, I've been vaping since 2002. And no one really died from vaping that I know of personally. And the first time I ever heard someone dying because of a vaping is in 2018. So am I going to say there's a political motive here, or if I'm going to say that there's big companies doing something here, or if this is just a bunch of BS? I'm calling BS. Look, is it healthy for you? No. But going to the movie theaters eating popcorn is not healthy for you. Going to a restaurant probably isn't healthy for you. Drinking that soda you're drinking probably isn't healthy for you. And I can make a list of a million other things that isn't healthy for you. This can help you quit smoking. It helped me quit smoking. It helped a bunch of my friends quit smoking. And
That's another podcast on Heal Thyself. Don't let all the information out.
So I got barely any hair on top of my head.
So, okay, you go to the barbershop.
I go to the barbershop.
And this is actually a really cool story. So what happens at the barbershop?
So you had to fill out a paper. And there's a barber right next to me. And, and he looks over. And my hair is just... That morning, I didn't do nothing to my hair at all.
Excuse me.
I didn't... I at that time, I probably didn't even shave for about 2 weeks. So I looked like a hot mess. My hair was all over the place. And he goes, when was the last time you had a haircut? I said, well, I've had people trim it, but I've never been to a barbershop. He goes,
confused face.
What? Never been to a barbershop. He goes, this is your first time. I'm like, I'm a virgin. He goes, you're a virgin? I said, yeah. And he goes, you're about to be reborn.
Right.
I'm like,
and you were about to literally be reborn. You had no idea.
So finally, after
you were like, that sounds good.
So after about 3.5 hours, I sat down with a guy named what was his name? Carlos. And so I don't know if Carlos is gonna watch this, but yo, bro. And he looked at me and he kind of said the same thing. I look like a hot mess. He goes, when was the last time you had a haircut? I'm like, I ain't never been a barber and just get some trim. He goes, oh, can I do some before and afters? Yeah. He goes, man, he's like, you're about to be reborn.
I think we see if Carlos can give us those before and afters, because I think we should put it on this podcast.
So about to be reborn.
You're about to be reborn.
So he goes, what do you want done? I said, you
baby.
see this, man? Fix it. That's what I said to him. Just fix it. I don't know. I don't know nothing about none. So he trimmed up my beard. He cut my hair. He gave me this kind of haircut thing going on. So it pulls, I don't know. It just does stuff.
It just makes it look better. So you're talking about, okay, you were in the barber chair, right? And you're like, dude, just go at it. Do whatever you need to do. And this is the result.
This is the result. 2 weeks. Well, it's 2 weeks old now. And
well,
apparently when your hair's real short, it grows back real fast because it was much, much shorter.
So you gotta go get trimmed up. But this is a drastic change from before.
I have to say
so.
And here's the funny part.
Now
here's the funny part. Here's the funny part, right? Like,
tell them a story about the old lady.
She said I was handsome.
Right. And she said you looked scraggly before
scraggly.
that, right?
Because you were scraggly. She goes, you look handsome now. I'm like, all right, I'll buy into that.
So yeah, and the other guy that said you were going to be reborn, he got to see what happened to you. What was his reaction?
Same thing.
Same thing. He was like,
wow. Yeah. He's like, what do you think, brother? I'm like, I'm reborn, bro. He's like, yeah, bro, yeah, bro five or high five. I don't know. Yeah.
So that is awesome. So you had a really good experience, and you were there for a hot minute.
3.5 hours.
3.5 hours, because apparently it's that awesome of a place to
I
get your haircut.
I signed,
great customer service.
I signed in and I saw the people that was there and it just, that's how long it took. Everybody was talking back and forth. There was music playing and it was just all guys. There was I think there was one woman in there with her son who was like 7 and that was it. Everybody else was just dudes.
Right. And then, I see you came over, it's because we were heading to church and stuff like that, and you're like, what's up?
Yeah.
Because you had confidence, right? So...
Well, I don't want to call it confidence.
You were glowing with confidence.
I don't want to call it confidence.
Why don't you want to call it confidence?
Because it's different than that. It's different. It was just how ridiculous I was for decades.
I know.
More than confidence.
Well, I know it's more than confidence. So what was that feeling?
I went from Karen.
Right.
I went from Karen to not giving a shit. Right. Like at a snap of a finger. And I couldn't believe that the reason why I cared so much is because I wouldn't just let it go.
Just let it go. So you let the hair go.
Yeah, just let it go.
And boom, you feel better about yourself. You're not as self-conscious.
No.
You got more confidence and stuff like that.
Which is weird, really, because I'm surprised that that's kind of how it works.
It really does. So if you guys,
when you don't give a shit, you really don't give a shit.
I've been holding back, and we're not just talking about. I mean, this could be with anything. If there's been something that's stopping you from allowing yourself to heal, to feel amazing about yourself, to just
and everybody
be happy.
has their own things. I think. I think
Absolutely.
everybody's things are different.
No, absolutely.
And sometimes you don't know you have them.
But that's what this Heal Thyself podcast is going to be about. About, taking your vices and things that you've been holding back on in your life, severing those things so you can move forward in your life. So it's been a couple weeks since you've had it. Lots of people are just like blown away about your hair. We had some people that were like, oh, he's going to lose his powers just like Samson, blah, 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 which is why we're calling it the anti-Samson effect, because in your case, your hair was not your blessing. It was your curse.
Right.
It was holding you back and holding you down and weighing you down. It was not giving you power. It was actually disabling you. So by cutting it off, making that huge change, you're like,
clearly, I guess there's definitely a lot of guys out there who are trying to figure out ways.
It's not just them, women too, bro. Seriously.
And the reality is, I think there are products out there that does help for your. They can. I guess they can darken things up or fill things in, but at some point you have to look at the thing and go, dude.
Yeah, because you were using stuff. You used Topics and Kabuki, I think it was the other one, and stuff like that, just to. Try to fill in the gaps once you stopped taking the Propecia and whatnot. But that was still like you were a slave to those products.
The idea behind them, yeah. I think that they're a bad idea necessarily? Nah, dude. If it makes you feel good, you feel good. If that's the case, then all you ladies out there, don't ever put a lick of makeup on. No eyeshadow, no eyeliner, no mascara, no cover up. And that to me is the same thing as the hair. It's the same. There's no difference. No difference.
But what I'm saying is, it didn't really make you feel better.
No,
it didn't actually help you. It wasn't.
What didn't make no.
What
didn't make? I want to say because sometimes I put stuff in my hair just because I like to have a darker shade. I don't think it's different because before I was trying to hide what was going on with my hair, whereas now I don't really care.
Exactly, and that's why it set you free because you stopped letting it be literally it was a crutch for you. And now you're not. So I think that's awesome, amazing. And do you want to share anything else with everyone before we wrap it up?
So, if something's bothering you, right, and it's something stupid, like, thinning hair, I guess we can use as an example, or even male pattern baldness, like where you're just like, you get the thing going here, it goes away.
Right. Or female hair thinning. Or...
Life is life. Mm-hmm. Things happen. We get older. Believe it or not, it probably bothers you more than it bothers anybody else. And nobody really cares. At the end of the day, the only one who really cares about it is you more than anybody else. There are some jackasses out there who might look at you or tease you or think less of you, but really, dude, who gives a shit what they think?
Don't care about
it. So you end up being your worst critic, and you end up modifying your lifestyle for things like maybe, and I do like to talk about other, not that I'm singling women out, but I know a lot of women have to stop what they do to make sure that their hair looks right or their face looks right or things like that. And a lot of guys are like, really? I can't fix this shit. Why you get to fix your shit, right? And then there's guys that do, but we ain't gonna talk about that.
Well, you're not really fixing it. You're covering up shit.
Right. But so my point is, at the end of the day, after it's all said and done, anything that causes you to take effort to try and feel better about your skin, what you are, is actually a hindrance because you're trapped to it on some level.
Unless you're deciding to make changes internally to heal your skin from the inside out, like eating healthier, exercising, stuff like that, because those are good things.
Right? All these different things, right?
The point is, healing yourself comes with making permanent changes.
But the changes are you. You have to make changes as a person, as the way that your mindset is about the way that you do things, and that covers a lot of things. And to heal yourself, heal thyself. If you will.
Thyself.
It's a bunch of small things that turn into more things that turn into a big thing, and then the big thing can be so big that it cripples you from doing anything. And so instead of being crippled, right, I choose to live
live freely.
In freedom. I choose not to go to work. I choose not to have a job. I choose not to have an employer, tell me when I can go, when I can't go, how much I can make, how much I can't make. And I'm choosing not to allow myself to get in my own way from doing things that what I want to do. Right.
Because you did that long enough. So it's time to let it go and heal thyself. And when you put heal and thyself together, you get healthy self.
Heal thyself.
No, healthy self.
Oh, healthy self.
Healthy self. So, all right, family, this is our first installment of our international podcast called Heal Thyself. If you've had problems with letting your hair go or the fact that it's thinning or whatever the case may be, share with us in the comments below. If you are inspired by Larry's story and how he's made changes in his life and want to hear more about the changes we're both making to heal ourselves, make sure to also comment below. Make sure to like this podcast and share it out.
So since she said all that, that's awesome. I'm going to just say one more thing because it just came when we were talking.
Okay.
Just when we were talking. It is one step of a much bigger picture. There are so many layers and levels of people. So our goal with this podcast is to help you free yourself from the burden, the stress, the strain, the anxiety, the depression.
And to say yes more to your life.
Say yes more to your life. That's the point of this. So if you have gotten value out of this video, let us know in the comments.
I already know you have. So share. We want to hear from you.
All right.
Love you guys. See you later.